Hello friends, welcome to the next session on binary trees. Today we'll talk about binary search trees. In previous lecture we saw what is general tree, what is binary tree, and today we'll talk about the variation of binary trees, binary search tree. As the name indicates, it is used for search. Right? Now let us, as I said, binary search tree is again a data structure, a non-linear data structure. So we talk about data structure, we have two things: characteristics and set of operations which can be carried out on that particular data structure. So let us look at the characteristics of binary search tree. Okay, it is called binary tree because each node has maximum number of two children. It can have 0 or 2 children. It is called a search tree because it can be used to search for the presence of a number in log n time. Remember, this is important. As we talked previously, in case of linear search and all, it takes big of n time, but in case of binary search tree, it takes the search time is reduced. It is in log n time, right? What is log n time? 50% of your input size, it will take the time to search. In case of linear search, the complexity increases as the input size increases, right? Now, the important two properties of binary search trees are all nodes of the left subtree are less than the root node, and all nodes of the right subtree are more than the root node. That means if you have the root as 50, right, and if you want to add number key 20 there, then it is will compare with the root, it is less, so it will be on the left side. If you're adding 200, it is greater than the root, so it will be on the right side, right? And as in case of binary trees, it allows duplicate keys, but in case of binary search tree, as it is a search tree, duplicate keys are not allowed. Is it clear? So these are the characteristics. Now let us look at the set of operations which can be carried out on binary search tree. The very first operation is search, which is searching an element in a tree, insert an element in a tree, then traversal. We have three types here: pre-order traversal, in-order traversal, and post-order traversal. It depends on the position of the root, how you are traversing your tree. If you are traversing a root first, or you are traversing a root in between, or you are traversing your root at the end. In deletion also, we have three cases. You can delete a leaf node. We already know now leaf node is a node which does not have any children. Fine. You can delete a node with two children, or you can delete a node with one child. Fine. So let us look at these operations one by one. The very first one is search operation. Now, this is a binary search tree. Okay. Now first, before searching, let us look at the binary search tree. This is the root, fine, and you have access to the tree only through root. You can have access to the tree only through the root. Now root is 50, right? So all its left subtree should be less than 50, all the right subtree should be greater than 50. So if you look at this side, on the left side of the root, you have 34, 12, 20, all these keys are less than 50. And on the right side of the root, you have 78, 100, 90, all these keys are greater than 50. Is it fine? So this is a binary search tree, right? So the constraint is all the keys less than root should be on the left side, all the keys greater than the root should be on the right side. Now, searching. If you want to search for key 90, so you always start the comparison from the root because root is the only access to the tree. So compare 90 with 50, right? Now 90 is greater than 50. So what you do, you go to the right side. Now right side node, you have now 78. Again compare it with 90. 90 is greater than 78. So again go to its right side. Now it is 100. Compare 100 with 90. Now 90 is less than 100. So what you do, go to its left side. And the key is found. Fine. The key is found. Now next, if you want to search for the key 15, again start searching with the root. 15 is less than root. So go to the left side. Remember, less than root, left side, greater than root, right side. So 15 is less than root, so go to the left side. Now the next key is 34. Compare 15 with 34. Again, 15 is less than 34. So go to its left side. Now the key is 12. Compare key with 15. 15 is greater than 12. So go to its right side. Now what you have is 20. So 15 is smaller than 20. You try to go to its left side, but left side is a null pointer. There are no nodes. That means 15 is not found in the tree. Is it fine? 15 key does not exist in the tree. Okay. Now, let us look at the next operation, the insert operation. So these are the keys using which we'll be creating a binary search tree. The very first key what you read is always root. So read 50. 50 is a node with a root. It's a root. Okay. Now, the very first key what you read, the node is created and it is pointed by a root pointer. So this is the root of your tree. The next key what you read is 34. Compare it with 50. 34 is less than 50. So 34 will be inserted as a left child of 50. Right? So 34 is inserted as left child of 50. Why? 34 is less than root. So on the left side. Next what you read is 78. Again compare it with 50, the root. 78 is greater than root, so insert it on the right side. Fine. So 78 is inserted on the right side. Fine. Next what you read is 12. Again compare it with the root. 12 is smaller than root. Go to its left side. Again it is smaller than the key 34. So 12 will be inserted as left child of 34. Right. So 12 is inserted as left child of 34. Next key what you read is 20. Again compare it with the root. 20 is less than root. Go to left. Less than 24. Again go to left. But it is greater than 20. 12. So what you do? 20 is inserted as right child of 12. Fine, because it is greater than 12. So 20 is inserted as right child of 12. Fine. Now next what the key what you read is 100. Again compare it with the root. Greater than root. So go to the right side. Greater than 78. So again insert 100 at the right child of 78. Right. So 100 is inserted as right child of 78. The next, the last key what you read is 90. So again compare it with the root. 90 is greater than 50. Go to the right side. That is 78. Again it is greater than 78. So go to 78's right child. That is 100. Now it is smaller than or less than 100. Right? The key is smaller than 100. So insert it as a left child of 100. So 90 is inserted as left child of 100. So this is a complete binary search tree created using these keys. I hope the concept is clear. Only thing you should remember, the very first key what you use, insert, is a root. And henceforth, whenever you are inserting the next keys, just compare them with the root. If they are smaller than the root, insert them at the left side. If they are greater than the root, insert them on the right side. So it's a recursive process. Every time you compare with the root and keep on going to the path till you find the proper position to insert the particular node. Fine. The next operation what we have is a traverse. Now before that, let us look at skew binary search tree. Now why we're talking about skew binary search tree? Now here the data is not sorted, right? So I could get a proper binary search tree. In this case, if I have a sorted data, suppose the input is in descending order. I have 50, 40, 30, 20 and 10. And if I create a binary search tree, this is what it will look like. All the nodes will be inserted on the left side. That is why we call it as left skew. Similarly, if the data is in ascending order, then all the nodes will be inserted on the right side. So it is right skewed. Fine. And this is happens when the data is sorted. That is the worst case. Tree structure in the worst case. Now, if you are already having a sorted data, then never go for binary search tree because it results in a linear search. If you look at this, it is nothing but a linear search. So in this case, what we do is we come up with a special trees, that is height balance trees. We'll talk about the height balance trees in the next lecture. Okay, so let us look at now the traversal of the tree. You have again three types as we already spoke in the previous slide: pre-order traversal, in-order traversal, and post-order traversal. Right? Now this is the tree. And we are going to carry out pre-order traversal of the tree. What pre-order traversal says, first you visit the root, then you visit the left subtree, and then you visit the right subtree. So first you visit the root, that is 50 is visited, fine. And then you visit the left subtree, that is 34, then 12, then 20. So left subtree is visited. Now again, now visit the right subtree, that is 78, 100, and 90. Fine. So the tree is visited here. Now suppose if there is one more node, you are saying 200, then it will be 100, 90, and then 200. Fine. So always you visit the root and then left subtree and then right subtree. Right. So in case of pre-order, root is the very first node. This is the pre-order traversal. Root is the very first node which is traversed. Next, we have in-order traversal, which is most commonly used one. In fact, in case of in-order traversal, what we do, we visit the left subtree first, then we visit root, and then we visit right subtree. Fine. So root is in the center. So start from the root, go to the leftmost node, right? That is 12. It does not have any left child, so print 12. Right now 12 itself is a root, so go to its right child, that is 20. 20 is printed, right? Again go up. Now 30 is the root, so 34 is the root, so print 34. Does not have any right child, so move again up. 50 is the root, print 50, and then 50 has a right child, right? So go to right and check if it has any left child. There is no left child, so print 78 as a root. Now go to its right, that is 100. Now check if 100 has any right or left child. It has a left child 90, so print 90, then 100, no right child, so then go and print 100 is printed. No right child, so it stops here. Fine. In case of in-order traversal, root is in the center. Left child, left subtree, and right subtree. Okay. The last type what we have is a post-order traversal. In case of post-order traversal, again you visit left subtree first, then right subtree, and the end you visit root. So root is at the end. Fine. So you start and go to the leftmost tree, right? So there is no left child, but it has a right child. So print 20, then print 12, then 34, go to 50 and go to its left, one left child, so go to right child and go to its left child. So 90, then 100, then 78, and then 50. Fine. So post-order traversal, root is always at the end. In-order traversal, root is in the center. Pre-order traversal, root is in the, this is the first node which is visited. Now next what we have is a deletion. So deletion is not that simple. Here you have three cases of deletion, right? The first case is deletion of a leaf node. Then second is deletion of node with one child. Third is deletion of node with two children. So let us look at case one, deletion of a node with no children, that is leaf node. So in this tree, you have two leaf nodes, 20 and 90. So deletion of leaf node is very simple. You just delete the nodes and make these pointers null. Fine. So delete node 20, free the memory, delete node 90, free the memory, and this is what you get the after deletion, right? 20 is deleted. So the right pointer of 12 is nullified, is pointing to null, and even 100's left pointer, which was pointing to 90, is pointing to null. It's not pointing anywhere. So deletion of the leaf node, after deletion, this is the tree. Fine. Next, what we have is the case 2, that is deletion of a node with one child. If you look at the same tree, of course 34 also has one child, 12 also has one child, 78 also has one child, 100 also has one child. So we'll take two cases here. That is deletion of 12 with one child as 20, deletion of 78 with one child as 100. So let us see after deleting. So in case of deletion of one side, whatever child it has will be replaced, will be replacing this node. So 12 will be replaced by 20, and here 78 will be replaced by 100, and its subchild will remain as it is, right? So if you delete 20, 12 will be replaced by 20. So after deletion of 12, 20 is moved up. Here after deletion of 78, 100 is moved up, and it has its own left child as 90. So this is a tree after deletion of 12 and 70, 78, which are the nodes with one child. Fine. If you delete 100, because 100 also has one child, then what? 100 will be replaced by 90. Okay. Now let us look at the third case. In case of third, we are talking about deletion of a node with two children. Fine. So here what you need is, first you need to get the in-order successor of that node. Now this is the tree, so we write the in-order traversal of this tree first. So what is in-order traversal successor? Successor is whatever is visited after 50, and predecessor is whatever visited before 50. Before the root node, after the root node. Now here 78 is the in-order successor of root 50, because I want to delete a node with two children. which is our root node, right? It has two children, 34 and 78. So if I want to delete this, I write the in order traversal. I check the node which is visited after 50. The node visited after 50 is 78. Fine. Now what you do, the second step is what? Replace the node with the in order successor. Now in order successor is 78. So you'll be replacing 50 with 78. Right? So 78 is moved up, 50 is moved down. Right? Now remove the in order successor from its original position. Fine. So in order successor is moved from this position to this. Now 50 is here. Now what you need to do, you need to delete it as a node with one child. Fine, as we saw in case 2. So you need to apply case 2 here. We'll delete the node with one child. Fine. So after deleting this, what will happen? 100 will move out. So this is the tree after you delete your root node. Is it fine? Deletion of a node with two children. And here what we are using in order successor. Of course, you can use in order predecessor also. At that time, 34 will move up, right? 50 will move down and it will be deleted from here as a node with one child. That is, we'll be applying case 2 here. Okay, I hope all the three cases of deletion are clear. Remember, whenever you're inserting or whenever you're deleting, you need to maintain the binary search tree property. What is that? Left hand side smaller than the root, right hand side greater than the root. Okay. Now, these are few applications of binary search tree. In multi-level indexing in the database, you can use BST, that is binary search tree. You can use it for dynamic sorting, for managing virtual memory areas in Unix kernel. They are also helpful to implement various searching algorithms. Of course, we'll be looking them in ahead as we go for B trees and all, which are actually search trees for external searching. It is helpful in maintaining a sorted stream of data. Why sorted stream of data? If you look at in order traversal, what you can see in order traversal of this tree is giving you the data in ascending order, right? If you look at the traversal, it is 12, 20, 34, 50, 78, 90, 100. The data is in ascending order. So it gives you sorted data in ascending order in case of in order traversal. Tree map and tree set data structures are internally implemented using self-balancing binary search trees. Fine. Of course, we saw the skew trees also, which was the disadvantage of binary search tree. And we look at the variations of binary search tree, that is ABL tree and red-black trees, which will overcome this problem of skew trees. I hope the concept of binary search tree is clear. Stay home, stay safe, and do go through the presentations. If you have any difficulty, you can text me, message me, or put it on your Moodle account. Thank you.